A very warm welcome to this afternoon session of novomind's webinar, Microsoft Teams and Contact Center. My name is David. I'm Director of Marketing at novomind, and with me is Peter Linnemann, Head of CX Software Sales. Hi, Peter.
Hi, good afternoon from my side. Hello.
We are very pleased to welcome a large number of visitors. This is always makes me very happy because it shows that the topic of the webinar that we have picked sort of reflects the interest outside of our company. And Microsoft Teams obviously is huge, not just within the last year of the Corona pandemic, but it is probably the leading collaboration tool, and we want to show how you can sort of merge a collaboration tool together with a smart contact center solution such as novomind iAgent. Because I see that there's a lot of companies not familiar with novomind, I assume. Just two quick slides. We are a software manufacturer, and we manufacture intelligent software for commerce and customer service. We have been doing this for more than 20 years, and we're servicing around 250 clients, national and internationally. Those are small, medium businesses up to large international enterprises. The software development team is around 300 plus around 100 project leaders, sales, marketing, etc. So around 400 employees working for novomind. Quick about the software portfolio. On the right-hand side, you see customer service software, in this case, novomind iAgent. This is an omni-channel contact center solution where we basically have the primary topic as of today with the integration of Microsoft Teams. However, novomind also has in the segment of commerce software, in particular e-commerce software, 3 additional pieces of software on offer. One is novomind iShop, which is a enterprise e-commerce system where you can do really fantastic omni-channel online sales scenarios. With novomind iPIM, we have an enterprise product information management that allows you to properly manage product data for omni-channel, whether it's online or offline. And with novomind iMarket, we add an additional very important component, a marketplace middleware that connects you and your company to the marketplaces of this world, from A as Alibaba to Z like Zalando. This is basically one fundamental part or puzzle, a piece of the puzzle in omni-channel e-commerce. Now, I'm passing the control to my colleague Peter in this very moment, and then he will continue with some really good details about the integration of Microsoft Teams as collaboration with contact center software. Your slide shows perfectly well, Peter. It's your stage.
Fine. Okay, thank you very much. Hello again from my side. I'm looking forward to have this webinar, and I'm starting with a topic which you maybe heard a lot of times in the last 10 years, that the communication between all of us in our world has changed a lot in the last 20 years. That we know very well. That means that we used different mobile tools, different apps, different ways how we do communicate and interact in between all of us humans. That has changed a lot. But how the customer interactions between companies and their customers has changed. Going back many years, the communication between customers and companies was just based on telephony and faxes, and there were just a few numbers to external communicated, let's say the 0, and some numbers for the telephone service center are communicated to the external world, and people are calling these numbers and came to an organization inside of a company which is separated a lot and does not communicate to the rest of the company at all, I would like to say. And yeah, that was quite difficult, and alone this department inside of a company was responsible for keeping the customer health up. And this was quite difficult in the past. And then over the next years, I would like to say there came a lot of more different channels on top. How customers would like to communicate with their vendors, with their service providers, and they're on top to the voice and the faxes. They write emails, chats, messaging, and writing letters, and have their mobile devices to do video. And there are a lot of additional channels added to the communication. But what changed was the way how this communication went into the company. Well, there was again, let's call it a funnel inside to the company, and to a part of the company which was called contact center or call center department inside of the company, and this was responsible to interact with all this, to work with all these different channels, and to handle the communication to the customers. So if to say in negative, the outer world, the world has changed a lot with a lot of more channels and medias, but inside of the company, there's not that much change in the last 10 or 20 years. And yeah, this is now going to change. Since a few years, there's not only since Corona, there's a new UC wave going through the businesses, the enterprises, where the companies start to implement collaboration tools, especially for internal communications between employees. This is also very, very good, but in the future, these tools are maybe also good for the external communications to the companies to have a better customer service to the world, and prove that they are better than their competitors with better customer service, with better communication to their customers. And I just the webinar is named as Microsoft Teams, but and here's the Microsoft Teams icon. There's a lot of more vendors in the world who are delivering UC components to enterprises, but Microsoft Teams is, I think, worldwide the most common application, and that's why we as novomind decided to do a certification and the integration process into Microsoft Teams. Maybe in the future there will be someone else who is on top, or additional and other vendor where we have to integrate to. But the way of thinking how collaboration and customer support could work, we start with Microsoft Teams. And as already mentioned, novomind decided last year to go for the certification process for Microsoft Teams, and after a while we will have the certification done in a few weeks, hopefully. And now I would like to show you what's currently implemented inside of the integration. What are the possibilities? And it would be great to get some feedback of you guys. What's possible? What do you think? How Microsoft Teams and the contact center application together could help you in the future to improve your customer service? And now I would like to switch to a live presentation, which is always a challenge in a webinar, as you know. And
while you're getting set up, a few pieces of information from my side. This webinar is being recorded, and we will provide you with the link to the recording tomorrow on a thank you mail, and you will also get the presentation if you like. I think the demo is more valid than the video, but we share the information with you anyhow. And if there's questions, by the way, of course, you can always post them in the chat.
Okay. Thank you. Now it is working. So on the left, I showed two different showcases. One is the inbound call function, where you have an front office contact center who is receiving inbound calls, and the agent does not, in that case, the agent cannot cannot answer the request himself, and he would like to ask someone in the back office. To be more concrete, in that case, we have a pizza ordering hotline, and the customer is asking if this margarita pizza is really without meat, and the agent does not know the answer and forwards the call to the cook who is doing the pizzas. So I now will start a call. To explain, on the left side you see the common iAgent screen for agents. The iAgent, we call it iAgent desk. This is the front end where agents handle all inbound contacts from customers, also the emails, the chats, the messenger, the incoming messenger requests from WhatsApp and Google Messengers, and requests from Facebook and Twitter, and everything is arriving into this front end. And also calls. So this green arrow shows that we are free for receiving inbound calls. So give me a second. I just start a call going on 2 for English. I enter a zip code. And now here's an inbound call. The call is ringing. I mute myself. That again here. Okay. So here now the agent is in a conversation with call with a customer. There is a new opened ticket inside of the agent desk, and here you can select the ordered pizza, but as already mentioned, the agent cannot answer the question from the customer, and now he would like to ask the cook in the back office to answer the question. Therefore, the agent can go to the Microsoft Teams calendar, and not calendar book, and can choose and search for the name of the guy he want to ask. And of course, Friedel Feuer knows every answer, and you can see he's available. And the next step, the customer is hearing the waiting queue music, and the agent is called Gesa, calling the back office colleague. And now Gesa, as named as the agent, can talk to the back office cook in that case, and she can decide now to hand over the customer to the cook, to the back office cook, and or go back to the customer, because the cook told her that yes, this pizza is really without any meat. So we now do this, and she can go back to the customer again. Now there's again I better go on. Now the call has ended, and everyone is happy. And now again, for the second use case, we have the chatbot. And there, as you maybe know, novomind is well known in the market for not only the interaction between customers and agent, also well known for automatic handling of customer requests. Therefore, we also are able to deliver a chatbot functionality. Chatbot can be implemented in every channel we offer out of the iAgent. And I just maximize it. Therefore, we developed an app in Microsoft Teams where you can add a chatbot. The purposes for the chatbot can be different, and I would be happy to get ideas from you guys. What are good purposes for such a chatbot? I assume an internal user help desk to answer standard questions would be great, and a great idea for such a chatbot. And the second idea, for example, was to answer HR questions inside of a company would also be great. And you can ask a lot of different questions inside of this chatbot. We added our NOMI from our website, the knowledge base from our NOMI from the novomind.com website to this chatbot. And this chatbot can answer several questions regarding our products, can ask for the weather in Hamburg, or can ask for the address from novomind, and but this depends on the knowledge base outside of the iAgent, and this knowledge base, the same knowledge base, can be used for every channel inside of the product. This is quite interesting. But not only for internal communication, I assume this kind of chatbot would be great inside of Teams, as many people in the world are using Microsoft Teams outside of companies and enterprises as for private use. I assume that to provide a Microsoft Teams app, maybe not now, but in 1 or 2 years, to provide a Microsoft Teams app to your customer will be a differentiator to your competitor in your branch. And this is maybe also a good idea to get inbound customer context directly from Microsoft Teams. And therefore, this chatbot idea is also good. And there's of course a possibility to have an alerting out, a way out of the chatbot to a live chat to an agent afterwards. And as I already mentioned at the beginning of my live show, that if you have other ideas about what is possible, what you would like to see as an app for the customer interaction, or of an internal interaction to your IT help desk or whatever, please let us know. We are happy to get feedback from you.
By the way, Peter, there is a question that maybe you can answer while you're still in the demo system. When you had the call from the agent to the Microsoft Teams member, is there a possibility to transfer additional information from iAgent to the Teams member?
Yes, of course. Yes, good question. I forgot to show our iAgent call info app. And if you transfer a call, I will do it again, a call, of course. If you transfer a call to the back office cook agent, then then you hand over, also during the ringing, information about the call. This went quite fast.
And I assume the information that you can transfer is customizable for each project?
Of course, yeah. There's always in each project there are different informations who are important for the coming out of the customer service. So the share is not that easy, but here you can see the different information about coming out of the iAgent inside of the iAgent call Microsoft Teams app.
Okay,
and
perfect.
Here you can add a lot of. Okay, good.
Perfect, thanks.
Now I will end the demo case and will go back to my PowerPoint presentation. And now I would like to have a view into the future. How customers how the customer service can be influenced by Microsoft Teams in the future, or the UC way of thinking, where actually organizations or companies are organized like this, like I already explained at the beginning of the webinar, that the customer service department inside of a company is separated a lot. They're using certain technology which is separated to the rest of the company. You can see it here. So, for example, inside of the customer service, there's an iAgent in use, and all the other people in the company is using Microsoft Teams. There are also possibilities to integrate Microsoft Teams in that way. I already showed it in the live demo, but this is just a step in between to the future, where in the next step, for example, Microsoft Teams will be used also inside of the customer service. As you maybe read, that Microsoft announced at the 2nd of March that now it is allowed to have zip registration inside of Microsoft Teams. This is the next step, and we think that in the future, this customer service thing will be not that separated inside of the company as it was in the last, let's say, 20 years. This UC tool gives the opportunity to improve the communication inside of the companies very good. And if you can communicate very good inside of the companies, you can maybe also improve the communication with Microsoft Teams to the world outside of the company. And if you remember my slide from the beginning, where there's just one or two small holes in the wall, let's call it holes in the wall, where customer service requests can come into this into the company. Maybe in the future this will be different than in the past, that everyone can connect to everyone inside of the company. Everyone from the world can contact everyone, and so that would mean that every employee of a company could have customer service. Every employee is responsible to have to be the great contact for the customer of the day, and therefore they need, of course, technology. But technology alone is not everything. This, of course, will be also a change in the mindset of many enterprises and people inside of the enterprises. But I think this could be a valid future where customer service will be different and more open, more interactional, better for customers. Therefore, you of course need technology, and you need such an omnichannel contact center solution like iAgent, where you can see the full customer journey. For example, you can see if this customer you are currently talking to has which interaction on which channel the customer had with the company in the last 5 years, for example. And here you can see, of course, with such an application like iAgent, that you can see how many emails the customer sends. You can see the messaging, the customer sent WhatsApp messages, Facebook, and this is quite interesting for such a way of thinking. And last but not least, an idea for the future, an issue, let's say a challenge, not issues, challenges are quite better, that one challenge inside of a contact center currently is that they have much too many different applications and different windows, the agent have in the contact center. And therefore, Microsoft Teams could be also a good solution to have some kind of cockpit to integrate as many different applications, databases, and everything inside of this Microsoft Teams. This will be, of course, a CRM and ERP system, a ticket system, a contact center solution like iAgent, and so on and so on. And this would make an agent's life much easier, I assume. And we're looking forward as novomind to go together with our customers into this future and to find the right way to improve the customer's life with your companies, and also, of course, to make the work of the agent more efficient. Yes, that was the webinar from my side. I thank you very much for your participants, and I would like to hand over to David. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peter. I always appreciate your live demos, because that's a lot faster and a lot, how should I say, it's much easier to understand the solution when you see it rather than just talking about it. If you could skip to the next slide, Peter, yes. I would like to address a few questions to you, or maybe call to actions, if you will. If you are still using Skype for Business, just as a heads up in case Microsoft hasn't told you, by the end of July, Skype for Business is basically out of support, and there is the, let's say, the advice to switch to Microsoft Teams. Now, when you do that switch from Skype for Business to Teams, you might also want to consider whether you kind of exchange your old telecommunication hardware with the SIP telephony that Peter mentioned, because Microsoft Teams, also in combination with novomind iAgent and that routing, is possible to replace that hardware that is sometimes quite a worry in larger companies with a lot of call agents. So consider switching to Microsoft Teams, or maybe even replacing the hardware for your telephone system. Then also, again, my call to action to you guys, please do contact us when you have different scenarios for internal chatbots. Peter mentioned it could be an IT help desk, it could be maybe a human resource question and answer center. We would like to get your ideas. What other integrated chatbots might revolutionize your internal communication, or, of course, your external communication with clients, potential clients, partners, and so forth. And then also, we need your vision. Therefore, we also like to have the conversation with you guys. What would you like to integrate into the user interface of Microsoft Teams from the contact center side? I just received a question, can we track the conversation transferred to Microsoft Teams in the course tab or in history tab? Those are the kind of requirements that we need from you to say, yes, of course, Peter showed some information in Microsoft Teams, but of course, we also want to have the way back, that all the information is stored sort of as a golden record within the contact center software, in our case, novomind iAgent. So these are exactly the kind of conversations that we require, because we do not run a contact center, you run it. Therefore, we need your input to optimize and further develop our software. And last but not least, there's our contact possibilities. You can find us under our email address within Microsoft Teams if you're using that as a unified communication tool. You can scan the barcode and talk to the WhatsApp business channel from novomind. You can find us on Google's business messages, or you can just straightforward drop us an email or give us a call. We would love the conversation to continue with you. As mentioned, we will share the recording, so if you want to pass it on to somebody else. We'll also share the presentation tomorrow. And for the time being, thanks for your numerous participations. I wish you a very good night if you're in the Asia Pacific region, very good morning if you're in the US region, or a wonderful afternoon if you're in our time zone. Thank you very much for joining. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.